Hey, I'm Ken.
And I'm Wendy.
And we're traveling across America visiting all of Mama's kitchens.
Tasting the dishes that your mama fixes.
In reality TV today, we're picking, we're pawning, we're eating bats and mice, we're yelling, we're selling, we're building big bikes, and all of this glamour and food by the ton, there's still something missing from reality fun.
We miss it, we crave it, it brings us back home, hoping that Mama will make us some, because when we try to fix it, we make a big mess. It's food like Mama fixed it, and Mama's our guest.
So, if you have a story about your mama and your favorite dish she used to fix that you would like to share with us, please visit at likemamafixedit.com. Tell us about your mama, tell us about that dish, and hopefully, if Wendy and I are fortunate enough, we'll be guests at your mama's house on the next Like Mama Fixed It. Hey, I'm Ken, and this is my mom, Helen. I call her Mom, y'all get to call her Helen. And we're in Mom's kitchen today, and we're gonna make a dish that I missed ever since I've left home. While I was at home, I just took it for granted and didn't realize how much I was gonna miss it whenever we left. And everyone leaves home and we all miss something. Friends, family, but we all have one thing in common. We miss Mama's cooking. So Mom is gonna teach us how to make this dish today so I can take it back to my family with me and start making it for them. Because we've tried to make it before and it's just a big mess. So, Mom, what's of the roast beef and potatoes, dark gravy, wilted lettuce, and vinegar and oil chocolate cake? What takes so long? What do we need to get started with first here?
Well, I think we should start with our meat because it always takes longer to make the meat than it does anything else.
Okay.
I like to use a crock pot because it makes it more tender when you cook it, and it gives a good flavor to the meat.
Well,
also.
since you know that I'm into antiques and pickers and stuff like that, what'd you use before crock pots came out?
Well, just the oven.
Just the oven. Just put the oven on low?
Or
did you have electric ovens when you were a kid?
Or sometimes I would put it in just a pot and boil it down so it brown good on the bottom to make the gravy nice and brown.
Did you ever have to use a wood oven to cook?
No, didn't go back that far.
So you've had this laying out for about an hour now to come up to room temperature.
Yes.
Let's take a look at it.
Right. Okay, so we're going to put the meat in the crock pot. So now I'm putting pepper on, just not a whole lot, but so we can tell it's on there, and garlic powder. Okay, so now that we have it, onion soup on it, and our salt and pepper and garlic powder, we're going to pour some water around the edges, not on top.
You want to wash everything off into the water. You want to leave it on top.
Okay, a little bit more, not a whole lot. You don't fill it clear up, but you put water on it because you like to have some broth. I think that's enough.
Looks like she stopped the meat about 3/4 of the way over the top of that piece of meat. There's still, looks like maybe a third of it still dry.
Yeah, sticking up at the top. Okay, we'll put the lid on it and plug it in, and we'll let it go for a...
We'll get this off here. We'll put it on the counter since it has to go for a while.
Yeah.
And I think you told me that we put this on high.
Yeah, we'll put it on high till it gets started. Then if it's gone, sometimes I put it on before I go to bed and let it set overnight on low. But if you're in a hurry for it, you can leave it on high, and it does cook faster. But it takes a good 4 to 6 hours. So you want to make sure you give it enough time.
But I think right now we need to get some other stuff set up, so we'll take a little break and we'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Like Mama Fixed It. We're in my mom's kitchen today and we're making roast beef, potatoes, dark gravy, wilted lettuce, and vinegar and oil chocolate cake. Mom, while we were gone, we started the potatoes. So we cleaned them up, skinned them and chopped them up, and Mom has them in the pot here and she's getting ready to put the pot on the stove.
And if you take butter and you run around the top of your pot like this, whenever you put it on to cook, whatever you're cooking in that pot, it won't go past that butter line to boil all over your stove. So if you happen to forget to turn your stove down, it won't boil over.
There we go. The potatoes are on and they should be done any time. Now, in the meantime, Mom needs to show us how to make wilted lettuce.
Okay, we have our bowl of wilted lettuce, or bowl of lettuce here, and as you see, it's the young, tender lettuce. So we chopped up our onions. We're going to dump our onions on top of the lettuce, and then I'm going to mix up the dressing that goes on the lettuce. I put 1 egg in.
While Mom's doing this, I'm going to drain the mashed potatoes and get them ready for her.
And With the 1 egg, I'm going to put some water in it and whisk it around with a fork to get the egg and the water mixed together. And we need a couple spoons of sugar. It's going to be a sweet sour taste, so we need a couple spoons of sugar. But a good bit of vinegar in it too, because it takes 2 spoons of vinegar. And we can always add more to it later if it needs it when we taste it after it cooks. I think our gravy looks good and smooth. Now I'm going to dump this over top of the lettuce, and as you see, my bowl is full, so it's going to be hard to stir. Okay, so I'm just going to continue to stir this around. I hope I made enough. I don't know, that's a big bowl of lettuce. Okay, I'm going to continue to stir this, and Kenneth is going to mash the potatoes.
I want to mash them up with a fork here a little bit. I don't want to put too much milk in it, I don't think. I know how to mash potatoes, so I don't want to put too much milk in, make them too runny. We're going to get some more things ready here, and we'll be right back with more Like Mama Fixed It. Hey, this is Ken and my mom Helen, and we're back with Like Mama Fixed It. So far, we've got our mashed potatoes done, we have our roast done, we have our wilted lettuce complete, and we're going to work on our vinegar and oil chocolate cake.
Okay, I'll tell you what to put in, and then we'll take care of it after that. This is 1½ cups of flour and a cup of sugar.
A cup of sugar.
½ cup of cocoa.
Delicious, delicious, delicious.
A teaspoon of baking soda.
Exact teaspoon. Don't mess around. She's serious about that.
He's giving me a rough time. And a teaspoon of salt. Okay, you whisk that together until it's all mixed together good. Okay, now put some water. Put your cup of water, 1 cup of water.
You ain't gonna believe what's next.
A tablespoon or 1/3 cup of oil, vegetable oil, and 1 tablespoon of vinegar. And mix that all together along with your water and oil. Okay, that mix looks like it's mixed pretty good to me. I'm going to spray the dish. There we go.
I wish you guys could smell this.
And just dump the batter in there. Just stick that in the oven at 350 degrees, and it'll take about 25 to 30 minutes for it to bake. Okay, there's the bowl that we're going to use, and we're going to put a, let me see, I had an 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, and I cut the block in half, and also a stick of butter, which is 1/4 cup, and I used 1/2 of that. So.
Okay.
Okay, so get the mixture.
More vinegar?
Mix those
Do we
together.
put more vinegar?
No,
you put vinegar?
No vinegar, I'm sorry. No vinegar this time. Okay, use your mixer and mix those together, cream those together. Okay, this is powdered sugar. So we're going to put some powdered sugar in here. And a teaspoon of vanilla.
Vanilla. Here we go, mixing again?
Yes,
and
but
we're mixing?
Watch out it doesn't fly everywhere.
We're mixing? That's right, small bowl, note, small bowl. We're almost done. Mom's finishing up the dark gravy. We got the roast. We have the wilted lettuce. We have the mashed potatoes. We have our vinegar and oil chocolate cake. We're going to get it all on the table, and we're going to sit down and eat on Like Mama Fixed It. Welcome back to Like Mama Fixed It. We want to thank my mother for bringing us back in her kitchen and showing us how to make this great meal. Mashed potatoes, wilted lettuce, roast beef, vinegar and oil chocolate cake, and our dark gravy. We're going to sit down and eat. If you want to know how to make this, please look at our website at likemamafixedit.com. Wendy and I want to thank Mom again and hope y'all come back to join us the next time on Like Mama Fixed It.
Well, I paid the tab and the lady asked me how'd I like my biscuit. I'll be honest with you, ma'am, It ain't like mama fixed it. 'Cause where I come from, it's cornbread and chicken. Where I come from, a lot of front porch picking. Where I come from, trying to make a living and working hard.